So, the summer solstice, what is it? So we had the new moon last night and those energies stick around for a few nights either side. And tomorrow we have the solstice. So when is the solstice? Well, most people celebrate it on the 21st of June. And it does tend to fall on then, but it can change depending on the tilt of the planet. Pagans tend to celebrate it from sunrise to sunset. And for the 3 days following, you will notice that the sunrise and sunset just changes by a minute or two. So them energies do remain there for quite a few days as well. So the days are basically of equal length. And after the third day, following the solstice, the days start to get shorter again because we're moving into the dark half. And according to official sources this year, the solstice is actually at 15:58 p.m. So why is the time so significant? Well, this is the time that the northern hemisphere is most tilted towards the sun. Our Earth rotates on its axis once each day, so a full 24-hour cycle. And it does that whilst moving around the sun over the course of a year. And the axis of rotation of the Earth doesn't line up with the axis of the rotation of the sun. And that is where we get our day and night from. We have a tilt of about 23 degrees, if I remember correctly. I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. So this means that during one half of the year we tilt towards the sun, and during the other half of the year we tilt away from the sun. And that is also why the Celts used to divide their year into two halves, the dark half and the light half. Paganism can actually be quite scientific when you peel away those layers. So at the exact moment the northern hemisphere is most tilted towards the sun, that is the exact moment that we truly celebrate the summer solstice. And that also means that the southern hemisphere are celebrating the winter solstice. And these key astronomical dates help to mark the seasons. They help us gauge the seasonal changes. And the tilt of the Earth influences our seasons and our weather, the temperature of our oceans. And the summer solstice falls on the day where your part of the Earth receives its most heat and sun for that year. It's the easiest way to explain it. Now, it does take time for our oceans to respond to that heat, so we tend to notice it over the following days after the solstice itself. The meteorological summer starts at the beginning of June and ends on the last day of August, whereas the astrological summer marks our tilt towards the sun and is the solstice. The word solstice actually comes from the Latin word solstitum, which means the sun stands still. And that's because it appears that it stands still in the sky before it starts to travel in the opposite direction. The solstice has been celebrated with varying traditions, practices, beliefs, focus, intent and importance. And across many of those traditions, it is believed to be another festival where the veil is quite thin.